Greetings and welcome, everybody. This is Jamie Sparks with the Kentucky Department of Education, and here for our next installment with our 5 questions with the hashtag KYSHAPE. Today I'm very excited to welcome our guest presenter, Miss Pam Powers. Pam is with Shape America, and Pam, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Thanks, Jamie, and I really appreciate all the work you've been doing in Kentucky to help us out to get kids more active. As Jamie mentioned, I work with Let's Move Active Schools, which is the initiative to help get kids moving 60 minutes a day. As educators in the schools, we are best equipped to make this happen. We see kids a majority of their day, and the more active we can get them, the better, because the research shows that healthier kids are active throughout the school day, not just during physical education, but we also provide help with before and after school as well as during the school day.
Great, Pam. Thanks.
Yep, sure,
Could you,
absolutely, Jamie.
Great, and could you just share with us just a brief overview? I know we have some things coming up and some deadlines, but before we get into those specifics, can you just share with us just a brief overview of the Let's Move Active Schools?
Absolutely. And so with this, Let's Move Active Schools is a national collaborative. And since I started in the last 3 years, over 3 years ago, actually, it has grown from starting out at about 7 to 8 of these partners to 30 partners strong, which really is starting to become so evident of how this is working so well for schools and communities across the U.S. We have been able to have a tremendous outreach across the United States in every state, and it's through these great partners that we have through the collaborative that we're working through. So as part of Let's Move Active Schools, we believe in 3-step process. The first step being evaluate your school through the assessment online. This is an assessment that is produced through the CDC School Health Index. And then once you have assessed your school, you have an idea of how to go or what direction to go in. And so we ask you to create an action plan. From there, we have our last step, and some schools go right to this step and some need some help, but the last part of it is celebrate.
Great, thanks, Pam. I like to see those easy to follow steps, and especially particularly we know that coming up we've been sharing through our newsletters and different things the opportunity for that celebrate or that national award piece. So for the purpose of today, can you share with us a little bit more about what that process looks like?
I sure will. Let's get into a little bit about what the National Award is about. So we look at this as being the nation's top physical education and physical activity award. This is a great distinction and opportunity for schools to share the great work they are doing to get kids moving at least 60 minutes a day before, during, and after school. For 60 minutes of physical activity a day to be the norm, it's really important that we spotlight active schools that are doing great work. And I know that there's so much going on in Kentucky, and it has been demonstrated through the great things I hear about going on within the state, as well as how well they're using some of our partner resources. We have grants, programs, and some other things that we can touch on a little bit later. But the application process really validates that awarded schools are meeting or exceeding national best practices in physical education and physical activity, as I mentioned, as part of the CDC School Health Index. And we're really showing that schools are creating these active environments. Part of that being that they're looking at reaching the level they need to earn the Let's Move Active School National Award. They have to meet significant benchmarks in these 5 different areas, whether it be in the physical education world, increasing physical activity before and after school, getting the whole staff and that community involved, as well as the family, and also looking for ways to have kids be active before and after school as well.
Great. Thanks so much. And I know we definitely have, as a Department of Ed and also with our state association through KFIRD, have done a lot of focus and a lot of outreach with schools and continuing to spread this word with the opportunities such as National Award. Can you share a little bit about how Kentucky's doing and what's going on across the nation as well?
I sure will. And it is exciting, Jamie. The work that Kentucky is doing has shown and is showing. So as you can see that in 2015, 12 schools in Kentucky received the national award. And it shows their great progress. It shows the work they've put into really being on board with these initiatives through the state. Nationwide, 525 schools were awarded, which was outstanding. And in 2016, this is this upcoming award year, there are 16 Kentucky schools who are currently eligible to apply. Now, I do want to add that those schools that were awarded in 2015, it is a 2-year award. And so I would really like to see those schools apply again next year for the national award. Meanwhile, we ask them to assess and continue to update and come back because there's lots of benefits in updating and going back in to look at their work. Overall, we currently have over 17,000 schools that have signed up to be part of Let's Move Active Schools at some level. And what's really exciting to our team is the impact and being close to 10,500,000 strong of students across the U.S. who have received some sort of opportunity through Let's Move Active Schools is super and really exciting to us. So let's talk a little bit about when they get notified. This will be no later than July 31st. And then also the national award announcements come out at the beginning of the school year. And once you go back to school in 2016 in the fall, this is what will show up at your school, which is really exciting. Now, the picture doesn't do it justice, but a couple of things. You will receive a certificate of your national award. You'll receive a letter from the First Lady congratulating you on your work for Let's Move Active Schools. And you get this gigantic banner that you see there on the left. And it is truly awesome and a great thing to display your hard work, whether it's in the front of the school when people come in, or if it's up in your physical education facility. Schools have hung it up in different places. But one of the most exciting pieces you get is the promotional kit, because this is your chance to shine and to let the media know, let newspapers know. We give you sample letters to send out, web page banners, and different things to really celebrate that the school has done such phenomenal and great work.
Great. And that deadline for applying this year is coming up in April, is that correct?
It is. It's April 15th, tax day.
Great.
So that's our chance.
Easy day to remember then in that case, huh?
Yes.
Great. Well, in Kentucky, Pam, we have an accountability system we refer to as the program review. And the proficient expectation that we built into this process for the last couple of years is asking schools to evaluate their comprehensive school physical activity program with the ultimate goal of increasing physical education or physical activity opportunities. So knowing that we have a number of schools that are enrolled, but also some that are eligible now, but what about those schools that may not be ready for recognition? How can LMS help with that accountability measure for the pieces of evidence they may need to report in this program review process?
Yeah, great question, Jamie. So if you don't qualify for the award at this point, there are so many things you can do to get there, right? I've pulled up a snapshot of my screen, and the name of my school is the Dev Pal School. So that's what's showing up as dashboard. If you pull up your own school, what you'll see by dashboard is the name of your school. And up in the right-hand corner, once again, you will also see the name of your school. What I want you to notice is down the left-hand side here, because these are the tools you really need. The top one under dashboard on the left is evaluate. That's where you'll find your evaluation. And we really encourage you each year to go in and do the 9 questions. On average, when I have surveyed schools on how long did it take to really complete this information and fill out the assessment, it was literally 10 minutes is what they said tops. So when you go in and do that assessment, it really helps you to get that baseline, and it also helps you to provide the evidence that Jamie is talking about that the state is wanting from you. It's terrific. It streamlines right into what they need from you. The other part about that is that once you do that, you can click on the next button down, which is activate, and it actually creates an action plan for you. It shows you what is it I need to improve on to really meet these areas of comprehensive school physical activity. It also shows you where you're doing really great things. The other part you'll find in each of the questions is that when you click on a choice, it will give you statistics of how you are doing compared to other schools within Kentucky, which I think is really valuable information. It makes it much more meaningful for you as an individual school.
Great. Thanks so much, Pam. Yeah, and that is so critical and something that we continually like to remind schools about, that evidence piece and how it can help them with this state accountability process. So having been involved with this program from the very beginning with Let's Move Active Schools, it was awesome to see all the partners and how the partners have continued to grow and bringing this all into one hub, which has certainly not been an easy undertaking. And you have the national award opportunity. We've made that connection for program review. But is there anything else that you'd like to add as far as the benefits for schools and why they can continue to be a part of this movement and this initiative?
Yeah, absolutely. And there's so many exciting things that have happened through the time that I have been working with Let's Move Active Schools. One of the biggest is here. It's the grants and promotions. And I've never seen eyes light up as when I'm talking to a group of educators and I suddenly mention grants. It's quite exciting because this is an opportunity for some monies to help support what you're doing. So based on simply signing up for Let's Move Active Schools and completing your assessment, it opens up all these different windows of opportunities that you see here. And what I've done is I've provided you some timelines, some framed dates of different promotions. One of the newest that came up, our partners with S&S Equipment, is doing a Win Your Physical Activity Dream Card. I really love this one because based on your assessment, let's say we need to expand on physical activity before and after school. You go on to S&S and you click this link to the Win Your Cart. You fill your cart with $500 worth of just anything that you think would help to create more physical activity before and after school. Write up that idea and click on the button. And they're going to do a drawing on March 4th for who is going to win their dream cart. In order to qualify for that, you must have completed your assessment work, and it's going to help guide you to your action plan when you do that. So it's a win-win. It can be around anything, so it's open. It's a dream. The second thing on the list there about February 29th, these are these quarterly incentives that we've started. And what's happened with these are some really cool opportunities for schools to actually get their name put in a drawing just simply for having done more work on their assessment. So let's say you go in and you've updated, you find something else that's going on that's really awesome and you update, that's going to put you in for incentives. We have some other grants that I'm showing on there as well as dates. Action for Healthy Kids Game On grant just recently opened again. It's closing April 1st. And also on that home page of the website for Let's Move Active Schools, if you're wondering more about any of these grants, there's a button on there called Resources and Grants or New Things Coming Up, and you can click on that and find all of this there as well. Let me tell you a little more about those progress incentives. So we just did one of our first quarterly incentives. And Jamie, I have to tell you, it was pretty exciting. I had several teachers who contacted me and said, I just got a gift certificate for $500 simply for going in and doing a little work on my assessment to show my progress. Um, there's all sorts of different things. As I just mentioned, someone received a gift certificate. Others are specific training or curriculum pieces, and also different activity packs that go with different lessons. So that's been a really cool ad this year. Those are happening 4 times, and the most recent one is going to close February 29th. So if you haven't looked at your assessment recently, I encourage you to go in and make an update. Your name will go into this drawing for the next one. So I think that's a pretty cool one. Also, a number of our partners have offered 10 to 35% off their products and services just simply for doing 2 things. You've signed up as a Let's Move Back to School, and you've done your assessment. And so these little benefits have been things that have been very attractive to schools. And like I said, they just started this school year. They've been pretty cool. And so with that, Jamie, is there anything else that you want me to cover for you?
No, Pam, we certainly thank you for your time, and on behalf of the Kentucky Department of Education as well as CAFERD, we look forward to continuing to partner and promote all the amazing things that are happening with Let's Move Active Schools. So again, thank you for taking time to share with our people, and look forward to monitoring that continued progress.
Thanks, Jamie. And thanks all of you and all you do to get kids active. I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot.